Hey fellow beaders, welcome to Wild Wednesday, and today's tutorial is going to involve the prong bead. And you may have heard of these beads. I saw these the first time when I think Potomac Bead Company, Allie Buckman, did a profile on them. Basically, they're like a little claw or a little hook. And to me, they look like a crescent bead that's been cut in half, and then there's a hole towards one end of it, is what that looks like to me. And I'm guessing maybe that's where the idea came from, because I think the people who make the crescent bead also make the prong beads. So this is our Wild Wednesday bead, and I'm showing you how to make a ring. This is the ring. So I will be showing you how to make a bracelet. I was a little short on time, and so I didn't have time to make up a bracelet tutorial. And so you're getting a ring tutorial. At least I show you how to make the component, and then you guys can decide what to do with the component. So you can make a ring or earrings, or you can, figure out your own connection and connect the components together. And what you're going to need are some rondelles. So I got some 3x4 rondelles here. You'll need the prong bead, some 11/0 beads, and some 4mm bicones. So I used a total of 5 bicones, 4 rondelles, and if you want to just use rondelles, that's fine. Then you're just going to need 9. Or if you just want to use bicone, then you're going to need 9 of those. And just 4 of the prong beads. And actually, whoops, I lied. You'll need 4 more. So you'll need a total of 9 bicones. So I forgot that I'm using 2 bicones on the side of my band here. So 9 bicones, 4 rondelles, or total of 14, basically. So you guys can decide which way you want to use them. Anyway, this should be really quick, and I hope you guys like this, and let's get started. So to begin, you are going to pick up 4 rondelles with 4 11/0s in between the rondelles. So just pick them up in alternating order. And then you're going to tie them into a circle, just like this. So overhead knot, square knot. And you're going to get a little something like that. So now go ahead and pull the knot into the closest rondelle bead you got. And this is where you're going to be. So, and make sure this is nice and tight. So you want no slack in your thread. And next, you are going to pick up an 11/0, and you're going to pick up our prong bead here, and you want to pick it up so in this direction. So you want it to be pointing outwards, and the curvature is sort of going outwards in that direction. And then you're going to go into the next, you're going to pick up another 11/0 for the other side, like so. So it's going to be 11/0 prong, 11/0, and then you're going to go into the next rondelle here. So I'm coming out of this rondelle down here, and I'm going into this next one. Got a little loose thread there. Okay, so, and these are going to be, these beads are kind of, they're not going to sit very well. As you can see, it's sitting kind of funny. We will fix this in a few steps, but so don't worry about it if it's sort of sitting crooked or not aligning right. And you're going to do this 4 times. So you're going to pick up an 11/0 again, pick up the prong in this direction again, and then pick up another 11/0. And I'm going to go into this next rondelle here. And so as you can see, they're just doing whatever they want. I have to admit, I'm not crazy about these beads. They're an accent bead. First time working with them. I think I like the crescents better than I like these. But I did the same thing again. I picked up an 11-0, the prong, and an 11-0, and I'm going into this next rondelle. And I got to do it one more time. So 11-0, pick up the prong here, and an 11-0, go into the next rondelle, and then make your way up through the 11-0 and exit out of a prong bead. Just like this. Now we're going to pick up an 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and we're going to go into the next prong here. And this is what you're going to get. 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and next prong. So you're going to do this a total of 4 times. So I got 2 more to do. 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and again, just going through the prong. Last time, 11-0, bicone, 11-0, and through the prong, then through the 11-0 and exit out of a bicone. So this is what you're going to get, and it looks really weird, but I will be fixing this in a second. So now you're exiting out of this bicone. So what you're going to do is pick up 5 11-0 beads and go around the bicone, and you're going to do this 4 times. So I just picked up 5 11-0s, and I'm going back around the same bicone. Just like so, and then continue through and exit out of the next bicone. So there's 5 11-0s, and I'm gonna do this again. And then continue through to the next bicone. And repeat. So a total of 4 times. Got my 5 11-0s, and I'm going back through the same bicone and continuing forward towards the next bicone. Into the bicone. And last time, 5 11-0s, and go back around the bicone. All right, so now this is what this should look like. Looks a little bit better than earlier, but we're gonna make this even better. So I'm gonna turn the work and flip it to the back side, and I'm gonna flip all of the prong beads down. So the spikes should be pointing basically towards you. So you can see this is the spike part of this prong. And then I'm gonna go up into the first 3 11-0s in this loop that I just made around the bicone. Just like that. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm going to do next, because this is my little technique. I'm putting in it back to this component. So I picked up an 11-0, and I'm going to go into the middle bead of the next loop here with the bicone, like so. And I'm going to connect all these loops together. And this will stabilize our component and tighten up the entire piece, because the piece probably feels really loose to you right now, and this is part of the reason why. So pick up another 11-0 and go through the middle 11-0 here in this next loop and bring that together. And that's what we got so far. We got to do it a couple more times. Again, pick up an 11-0, go through this loop, and last time we're going to connect this 4th loop with the first loop. So here's my first loop here, and this is that middle bead, and I'm just going to go through that middle bead and the next 11-0 next to it. And this brings everything together, and you want to make sure you tighten it And so we're going to reinforce and go through the beads a few more times. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going through the beads, not adding anything. I want to secure the component. So, and it should feel a lot more secure because I can see my thread's not wanting to, my needle's not wanting to go through these beads now. It's a little bit tighter. And there's the front. And I know it still looks a little wonky, so we're going to tighten that up a little bit. So I'm exiting out of this bead here. So I'm going to go ahead and go down the loop that I made around that bicone. And then go through the bicone. And we are going to tighten. We're going to go all the way around these beads again to tighten everything up. Give everything a pull and just keep going through the beads. So that's all I'm doing, just reinforcing. And again, bringing this all together. Just like that. And there you have it. And what you want to do is you want to come out of you want to make your way towards this 11-0 here. Any one of these 11-0s that's between the rondelles that we first started. So what I'm going to do is go through this prong bead here. Go down into this 11-0 here, through the rondelle, and then exit out of the 11-0 that I want. Like so. Then what you're going to do is pick up an 11-0, a biconed, and an 11-0, and you're going to go through the 11-0 that's directly opposite, right here. Like so, and your bicone is going to sit on top, and then go back through the 11-0 and then the bicone and the other 11-0. Like so, and then through the 11-0 that's between the rondelles. So you're basically going in a circle. And this will secure our, secure this bicone on top. Go through then the rondelle. Now basically you want to decide whether you want the component to sit or you want the bicone to sit in this direction or this direction when you make your ring band. So I actually like it in this direction. So what I'm going to do is make my way towards this prong bead. So I'm going to go through this 11-0 and this rondelle. And then go into the 11-0 over here and then through the prong. So I'm in position. And just go through the prong. Then what you're going to do is pick up an 11-0, a bicone, two 11-0s, a bicone, and one more 11-0, like so. And you're going to go back around the prong bead. And that's what you're going to get. And then I'm just going to turn the work. I'm going to reinforce this and go through the beads once more. go through the prong here if I can find the hole. Oh, there it is. And okay. And you can reinforce this some more if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and I want to exit out of these two 11-0s here. I'm going to pick up 6 11-0s. That's 6, and I'm going to go back through my two 11-0s here. And basically what we're going to do is make a right angle weave band using 8 beads. So go through 4 of the 11-0s so that you're in position to add the next unit. So think of these two 11-0s here as kind of almost like as one bead. And then I'm going to move my 11-0s closer so I'm not always crossing over, a little closer here. And I'm going to pick up 6 again. And I'm going to go down through these two to do my right angle weave unit. Just like that. Then go through 4. That puts me in position again to add the next one. And pick up 6. And just go through the 2 here. So, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to continue until you get the length of band that you need for your finger. So go ahead and keep going, and I will show you how to connect to the other side. All right, so once you've made the number of units you need, what you're going to do is you're probably exiting out of these 2 beads here. And what you're going to do is go down these next 2 beads. And we're going to add an 11-0 and between every 2 beads. So I'm exiting out of these 2 side beads. I'm going to go into the next 2, and I picked up an 11-0. And just go through the 2. And what this will do is make your band a little bit stiffer. Then repeat. Oops, just pick up 1 11-0 and go through the next 2 11-0 beads. Pick up an 11-0, go through the next 2, and so forth. So all right, and continue all the way through until you get to the end. So once you've done this all the way up and you're here, so you're exiting out of these 2 beads, what you're going to do is go through these 2 side beads. And if you want, we can go ahead and do another reinforcement. So go up into the bicones and the 11-0. Then through the prong. And like so. Through 11-0 and a bicone here. And then we'll back out these 2 11-0 beads. Now go through the 2 11-0s here. And we will continue adding 11-0s on this side. So pick up an 11-0 and go through the next 2 11-0 beads here. And again. This time the spacing should be pretty obvious because the beads will be more spread out from having added to the other side. But you can see this looks much nicer and it evens out. Makes your band a lot stronger. Pick up an 11-0, keep going. And I'm gonna get one more to do after this one. Just picking up an 11-0, and there we are. Now go through these two 11-0 beads here, and then towards the other side. So what we're going to need is a bicone and an 11-0. Go through the prong, and then pick up another 11-0 and the bicone, and then you're going to go through these two beads here. Okay, and so now this side should match the other side, and all you have to do is reinforce. I'm going through the bicone here in the 11-0. I'm trying to go through the prong, there we go, without going through the wrong 11-0. And go through those two beads here. Go up into the bicones again and the 11-0 through the prong, and this time you can go through that 11-0, and I'm going to go ahead and tie off here. So again, you're just making a 1/2 inch knot. So my thread's pretty short, so I might see if I can do it. Looks like I went, oops, I gotta go around the thread here. There we go. And there's my loop. So I'm gonna go through it backwards, that way I don't pull the loop out. And then go and pull the knot into the bicone. And I'm just going to weave this away. So you should make a total of 3 to make it more secure, but since my thread has gotten so short and it's not worth adding new thread at this point, I'm going to stop there. And our ring is complete. And there's our prong beads. I'll go ahead and cut the thread, trim them down, and there we have it. So there it is. Well, I hope you guys liked this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.